what I mean, what I mean to say that you should do some postures as well to make sure your hardware is strong enough to support your thinking, to support your software, what you plan to do. So there should be a balance between postures, between some breathing exercises, which is also does a lot of support to internal hardware system, endocrine glands, plus also a component called Chintan and Manan. So Chintan or Manan is also very important for part for cleansing yourself, which mostly addressed in yoga as meditation. So meditation gives you this energy, this sync to make yourself stronger spiritually and from soul perspective. So that cleansing is also very important. Otherwise, if there is a disconnect between these three, a lot of problem happens. The one major problem happens is hypocrisy. So you hear many people talk big, but on the ground there is nothing. When it comes to me, that rule doesn't apply. So that falls on, because there is no sync between body, mind, and spirit. So there is no sync. So, and that happens more when you are more, outgoing, extrovert. When you start seeing yourself from others' perspective. And most of the world problem is because of that. We don't listen to ourselves. We never sit down for a few minutes for chintan. What we do, introspection. So I always suggest once a week or whenever you find time, sit down quietly for some time. And now I hear a lot of problems, especially from young kids, that I'm getting bored. Everyone is getting bored. We need to go out. So whatever we find time, we try to fill that too. And I always tell, especially my kids and other people as well, if you don't get bored, you won't be a good writer. You won't be a good thinker. You may not be a good artist. Because that's the niche time which gives you for, which gets you for introspection. And I will talk more on that. That time you develop your thymus gland, your heart chakra, हृदय चक्र आप डेवलप करते हैं, आप कंपैशन डेवलप करते हैं, you develop a feel for others, you develop a feel for small petty things happens. So introspection is very important. Also, it gives you a niche advantage of being more sane to others, more compassionate, more considerate to others. Of course, you live in a real world where many times your compassion has no response from the other side. So sometime or many times, but it's not very important how others think. It's important how you think. So we'll talk about that, how endocrine gland addresses that problem. And believe me, living in this world is spiritually than going to Himalaya and living alone. That's why if you read the Vedanta and others, if you are a yogi in this, living in this world, you are the best kind of yogi. Because living alone where no access to any material or anything is very easy. So we'll talk about that. So let's focus on solar plexus. And all this is a sync. They all come together. So your chakras or endocrine gland, awakening of them comes after some postures. And many times I explained Ashtanga. After 8 things, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. They all are interconnected. And they are all sequential. So if you don't have a Yam, means Gyan. If you don't have Gyan, there are two ways you can learn yourself. You can find a Path Pradarshak, a pathfinder who already went through that path. He can help you out. You need a guide, guru, whatever you call, agraj, whatever. So you need somebody. If you can do yourself, that's great, no issue. But if you can find somebody who could help you out, that's another good thing. But make sure your Path Pradarshak is Jnani as well. Most of the time, the gurus are not awakened. And I'm very upfront on this. And I have many experiences on this. Because it's my personal experience. I had gone many routes to find a. So there are many ways. Of course, you will learn from your mistakes and then evolve yourself. But at the same time, you can't be sane all the time. It should be niyantrit. It should be a little bit controlled. Like if kid is there, you may be angry. That's okay, as long as you are master of that. So not someone else is master of that. So sometimes my emotions take over myself. So make sure you are the master of yourself, of your emotions, your rage, your whatever. You control that. Not your emotions control that. Mana is not master. You are the master of your mana. So make sure you evolve yourself to that stage where you are the master. Whether you want to find Gyan, whether you want to find a guru or whatever you want to find, but make sure you are the master. It takes time, but it can be done. And it's very easy to be done. And introspection is very important for that. So the first step is Yam, where you need to have a Gyan. You have to have a lot of reading for that. You have to have a lot of jahan jis bhi source se gyan mile. Make sure right type of gyan. Then comes, after that comes niyam, rules. Once you know how to do, then you make a rule for yourself, or if you lead a group, for your group or whatever. Because if you don't have yama, you don't have Gyan, then you can't do the niyam, rules. And then you go to asana. After you made certain rules, then you go to asana, postures. Then you move to fourth step, pranayama. Then you move to breathing. Then you move to Pratyahara, senses withdrawal from subject. You cannot withdraw your senses until you did the first 4 steps. Many people come to me and they say they are doing meditation. Most of them are not. Meditation is not sitting quietly and closing your eyes. It has a big, many things, prerequisite. So prerequisite is very important. So senses withdrawal from subject, pratyahara. Then comes concentration, dharana. At this stage, dharana stage, you are able to move towards introspection, soul searching. Then comes, after concentration, dhyan. And then comes meditation. Dhyan is meditation. Then comes samadhi, transcendental meditation. So these are the 8-9 steps, and they are connected with your endocrine gland. So it starts from root. Root is the gateway. So the first of all, the first requisite is to evolving, to awaken root chakra, Mooladhara. And then you move to the next one, solar plexus. And I will later, as time goes, as you get awaken yourself a little bit, I will explain how they affect your inner conscious to make you an evolved person. So today we are going to talk about solar plexus. Many times I have spoken about root chakra or Mooladhara, and I said it's a place in your system below your belly button and above below your reproductive organ and above your anal part. It's that there is somewhere around that area is your root chakra. Root chakra is the gateway. If your root is not awakened, you are very imbalanced person. So Mooladhara awakening, besides there are many problems as well. There are many reproductive related problems, sexuality related problems. There could be digestion related problem. There could be acidity and all those problems. There could be health related multiple issues if root chakra is not awakened. Just in one simple plain word, to be a primitive human being, you have to have your root chakra awakened. Just the first step of being a human. Otherwise, same way there are 8 or 9 kind of human beings based on their awakening. So if root is not awakened, then you are at par, you're not at par with human being. Yeah, you look human body and all those, but the traits are missing. Characteristics of a human is missing. The imbalance, a lot of imbalances are there. So for basic human existence, root chakra must be awakened. And then we move to solar plexus. And I have explained there are many ways to awaken root chakra. The first one I explained is Ashwin Mudra. That's one of these steps. And also you get rid of many reproductive and sexuality related problems just by doing Ashwin Mudra. Ashwin Mudra is very easy. Sit down and make sure you anal part, you bring it in and then leave, bring it in and leave. At older age, there are many discharge related issues, means stool and urine basically. At younger age, there are many sexuality related issues. So the same concept works better. The Ashwin Mudra. You start with 10 times, 12 times in one breath, then you keep going up 20, 30, 60, 100 times. And you will realize very soon that discharge issues will be getting better. And not long, in 6 to 8 weeks, it should be gone. So many people comes to me that stool is a big problem, they have to rush. Same thing happens with urine. What happens? The tissues around that, the area around that, as you get older, gets weaker. So again, there is a disconnect between what you think and what the hardware supports. So there is no hardware support. Software is there. You may be mentally very agile that this is what I plan to do, but your body does not support that. So make sure your hardware support is there. So solar plexus, as I mentioned, the second step of awakening. When you go to solar level, the first thing solar plexus, besides a health problem and others, it affects your emotional well-being. So if it is overactive, you are too emotional. It also affects your sexuality and reproductive. So these people may abuse others. So emotionally, they are overactive. If solar plexus is below, is less active, then you means you have a you always have a, you know, sometime you notice people have poker face, means you do not respond appropriately, which normally a person does. Means if you are too excited, you express your happiness. If you are angry, you show your anger, that's fine. So those emotions are missing. And people think that the person is very balanced. The complexity is that. So sometimes it could be right, but many times is the solar plexus is interactive. So make sure if there's any imbalance in the solar plex, you fix that. And a basic sign of solar plex imbalance is that your belly button is the center of your body from balance perspective. So it's not in the, especially from the internal organs perspective. So it balances all the organs at its place. It works same like central beam of your house. So the foundation, the main beam, which holds your house, if it is imbalanced, then the whole structure is imbalanced. The whole house is imbalanced. Your house is your body. So many times you notice people will be aligned while sitting. So they will be sitting like this on this end, or on this end, or at the forward end, or at the backward end. So they have that imbalance that physically you can see. Same imbalances goes in their walking. One problem could be that they have some problem in the knee and leg. The other problem, if knee and legs are fine, then always they stress, they put pressure on one side more and other side. It could be solar plexus imbalance. Besides, you have burning thing. You have digestion related issues. So these are the problems, and they can grow, they can evolve, they can grow, they can get worse actually. So once it is not fixed, then the whole endocrine gland is imbalanced. then it move upward towards your heart. Means the heart problem then start, blood pressure and all those. Smooth flow doesn't happen if solar plexus is imbalanced. So there are many ways how to fix solar plexus issue, and you can test yourself if your solar plexus is imbalanced or not. As I suggested many times, you align both hands like this. You align the top line. All lines should match. All lines below that should match. If it does not align, solar plexus is imbalanced. There is also a physical you can figure out from one chest point to your belly button, and from the other chest point to your belly button, it should be same distance. So if it is not, then solar plexus is imbalanced. So make sure you have to fix this. Also, if you lie down flat, either lie down or sit down on your back and spread your leg, the one toe, both toes does not align. One is longer than the others. That's also a sign of solar plexus imbalance. Solar plexus imbalance you have to fix, and it is also called dharan in the Punjab part. In Lucknow or that area part, it is called nada ukhadna. Hamara nada ukhad gaya. Many times, if it doesn't being fixed on time, it becomes nature of being imbalanced. And I have seen many people went for surgery, not for solar plexus, because there is no organ solar plexus. It's just a place. It's just a spot somewhere. So many times modern medical science, what they do, because it imbalances the surrounding organs, so they do surgery of the surrounding organs. But it doesn't fix the problem. The funny thing is, because solar plexus is still imbalanced. So the system problem is not fixed. The symptom problem has been fixed. Very easy solution for that. If solar plexus is imbalanced, wake up in the morning, stand up like this, make sure you align both foot, hold your hand like this, thicker part, this part comes in the middle here, and try touching, make sure this part aligns here. So if you do this, this doesn't solve the problem. Make sure you hold here and try touching here, middle here, the middle line here, 3 times, and then 3 times this. And this is one cycle. You did 3 times one side, 3 times other side. This is one cycle you did. Make sure you do 3 to 5 cycles. If you have blood pressure problem because of this, then along with solar plexus, your blood pressure problem will also go away. If you have diabetes or imbalance problem because of that, normally it is not 100% correlation. It could be little bit impact, but blood circulation problem, bowel movement problem, acidity problem, all these are directly connected with solar plexus. So if they are happening because of that, so because system problem has been corrected, So symptom problem, जो evidence है उसको, they will also be corrected. And as I mentioned many times, I had seen thousands of people to fix this simple problem. And sometimes what happens, if historically it's a long period, it's consistently you have solar plexus imbalance, then what happens, I fix the problem. Sometimes this may not fix the problem. So what we do, we fix the problem and we tie it there. It's like your plant, many times you put plant goes here and there. So what you do, you put a little stick there and tie it. So the same thing we do with our yogis do with the solar plexus problem. So they fix it and then they tie it. They can tie either through these fingers or your toe fingers. So what happens, you stay there like that. It hurts certainly a little bit because you are tying some fingers, but it fixes your problem. It's a medication. It's a therapy. So it takes some time, but after 6 to 8 weeks, it stays at its place. Even if solar plexus is not imbalanced, every morning you should do this exercise. So what happens, unknowingly, if any organ inside your system is imbalanced, you correct it, you bring it to its place, and you notice your hunger problem is gone. Many times you feel either more hungry or less hungry. You should have a balanced diet, balanced hunger. So many times you will notice after that, after this, you will feel appropriately. And appropriately sometimes also depend on your habit. I mentioned many times, body doesn't take long to use to that. 21 days. Body takes only 21 days. If you eat 2 chapati, and then all of a sudden you decide, I need 4 now every day. You just eat 21 days, 4 chapatis. You will have little problem because you used to only 2. After 21, 25 days, if you eat less than 4, you will feel hungry. So that's how you have to work on your system. So it's how you make, how you get used to this. Same thing if you eat 4 chapatis and all of a sudden you decide, oh, I need to bring it down. You go back to 3. And you still feel hungry because this is also connect with your manas. So a few days, 21, 25 days, or maybe a month, you will feel hungry, but then the system knows that this is your normal diet, 3 chapatis or 2 chapatis. I'm not saying that you restrict very much to this. Also, if you don't feel hungry, don't take your normal diet. If you don't feel like eating today, that's fine, it happens. Many people call me and they say, oh, today I could not sleep well. I said, that's normal, that happens. Once a while, you awake, that's okay. My parents or my elders from India, they always call. I could not sleep well. How could you fix that? I said, once a while or once a week or twice a week, that's okay. You think differently because it's affected by what you think, how you take the stress. It's normal. But in this part of the world, we are a little bit better. In India, there is a medication for everything now. So one day you could not sleep well, you go to nearby pharmacy, they will give you some medication for that. And people happily take it. And many people feel pride taking that. So make sure you understand your system. Once a while, you could not. Yes, if it becomes a habit for 6 to 8 weeks, then it's a problem. But if it is not, then it's not a problem. It happens. You are a human being and you have awakened mind. Someone has told you something, or something happened to you, or something surrounding happened, or you feel compassionate about the world and social problems. You feel connected, and it happens. That's okay. The other way how to fix the solar plexus problem is there are a sound system. So the one thing I suggested, and sorry, one thing I could not complete. Even if you don't have awakening, solar plexus is not imbalanced, you should do this exercise every morning. It balances unknowingly if something happens in the sleep. It balances your system. If you do just 2 or 3 things of this, many problems of your health will be gone for good. One thing is Ashwin Mudra. One thing is sound therapy. One is spine stretch. It doesn't take more than 15 minutes, maybe less than 15 minutes if you don't have much time. Spine stretch few, acupressure of parathyroid gland, the 3-4 things, and also water. Make sure you take appropriate water. You do appropriate water therapy. And also, going forward, we will deal with specific problems as well. Like if diabetes is there, if solar plexus are there, or some mental illness is there, what is specific, what custom made exercise you should do. So there is a sound also for solar plexus that I will explain in next session for a few minutes, and then we will move to the next topic. So I would like to open the floor for questions if there are any. Please unmute yourself.
Dr. Bharti, can you hear me? This is Renita.
Yes, I could hear you.
I know you've been telling about a lot of different exercises. My question is it possible to know the basic exercises that I can do before I start my day?
Yeah, that's why I think once I explained as well. There are a few generic exercises. Hold a sec, let me close the door.
Sure.
So as I suggested, it depends what time segment you have available. Say you have 30 minutes, half an hour available. So always I said split it into half and half. So half time you should do generic exercises. Generic exercises I just explained. Spine stretch, one sound, generic sound. Make sure the flows goes from root to crown, from bottom to top. Many times people do this way. आरोह अवरोह नहीं होना चाहिए. So frequency should, your mouth should consistently closing. Make sure you close your these two lips as well at the end. That humming is very important. When you pronounce this sound, 80% should be 20% should be O part, 70 to 80% should be M part. O part is a little bit less and M part is a little bit more. So make sure you do that. What it does, it starts vibration from root to crown. So what happens when it starts vibrating? So what happens? It sheds off toxins. So that freshens up that organ. That makes that organ more, endocrine glands more agile. So make sure you do that. You do spine stretch. You parathyroid as I suggested, but make sure you don't do more than 30 to 40 days in a row. Then you stop 30 to 40 days and again do. Make sure once you do any acupressure, you always do kidney at the end. So you shed off toxins from there as well. Make sure you have some water therapy, Ushapan, morning water, you should have some. So some sound, some postures. So these are generic. Now half of the time, it should be custom. Custom means if you have blood pressure problem, what you should do. If you have diabetes problem, what you should do. So if you have a diabetes problem, make sure you do Mandukasana.
How do you do that?
Mandukasana, I explained many times, but today is not time for that. We have few minutes. Today, a few minutes left, but I'm giving you the frog pose. So you lie down in diamond pose, and then you lunge forward. But I will explain next time.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you.
So then you do custom. Half of the time you do custom exercises, focusing on your problem. If you have mental problems, some mental agility is an issue, then there are more humming problem. Same way, if you have blood pressure problem, there are some custom exercises. Same way, some skin related problems, there are some mudras for that, hand gestures. So it depends. So always designate half of the time to generic exercises, half of the time to your custom.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
Thank you. Next question from Mr. Kamal Sethi.
Yeah, Dr.
Ji Sethi Sahab bolo.
This exercise, how this makes so much of a difference? Just doing like this. This exercise we do.
Oh yeah, the one. So what
Why
does it
make so much of a difference?
What
how
difference?
It works?
Oh, so the moment you do this,
yes,
and fixing this at the bottom end, it stretches from your side.
Okay.
So it stretches both way this way. So when your sides are pulled this way, the solar plexus come in the middle because you are tying from both ends. But many times, as I said, if it is a consistent nature of the body to be imbalanced, it goes back to its original position. So make sure you do this in order to stretch from both sides. It's like if you stretch something, any elastic or anything, the center point, the pressure point goes normally in the middle.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
Okay.
Thank you. So next question from Dr. Prabir Niyogi. Please unmute.
Ji Dada, bole, please. Namaskar.
Namaskar, Virendra. Sorry, I was late in joining. Virendra, I have a question on that exercise as well, because I have a problem with the right shoulder. the exercise obviously exercises your elbows and shoulder on the side, but are other exercises like twisting exercises also necessary to keep the shoulder joint in good shape?
For shoulder joint, this exercise would not work.
Okay, so it's only for the elbows and the rest of the.
Yeah. For shoulder, there are many other exercises I suggest. The one main exercise I suggest is Mustasana. You hold this
Yes.
and try moving forward without opening this lock.
Okay.
Try to straighten as much as you could. So Mustasana is very important. You hold it like this, move it upward without moving your head. Make sure don't open it. Straight. Straight. As much as you could. And then you spread on the side and you make a zero. So these three for the upper shoulder and the joints are very important.
A
But
related question, Virendra, is what exactly does a physiotherapist do that these exercises cannot do for you?
I think they also do good. I don't say they don't do good, but what happens, the yoga is a complete regimen.
That's right.
So physiotherapy works on three things. The first thing, heat and cold system. And if heat cold is not there, the other thing is massage system. And the other thing is they put those coils, the electric coils.
Yeah, yeah.
So they try to do the same thing. They try to awaken the organ around that, vibrate the organ around that.
Yeah.
Either through
And that
heat.
is the purpose of applying the heat.
Exactly. And also it has to be a sync with your breathing. So make sure you know the regimen of how to heat and how to cool your body. Yeah. And I have explained many times through sun or through moon.
Thank you, Dr. Bharti.
No question? Okay. So let's do our prayer. May all be happy. May all be disease free. May all see good in others. May none suffer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kasyad dukh bhag bhavet. God bless you all.
Thank you. Recordings.